This is a weird puzzle mechanic. This thing is like an avocado that can spawn a small demon is what this game calls it, but that thing lasts for 4 turns and can press a button down. Really weird stuff, but that's how they describe this new mechanic. Now you're actually playing as the dungeon designer here, trying to get this move count as high as possible, and something about this new mechanic is supposed to help with that. Yeah, like the goal for this level is actually really large, and I don't know what to do here that can really extend it. Kind of interesting of how long it takes to get through this tunnel. Whenever a button is hit, it toggles the state of the laser. So obviously this can't just go to the right, because this button would activate the laser. So that's why another spawn needs to happen to toggle all of the relevant buttons in this example. So does that mean if I add more buttons, that it'll take even longer? Kind of. And if I do that, it's not possible. It gives me an error, so that's something. But also, it seems like this is cheesable. If it does the same movements as the other character, it can toggle multiple buttons at the same time. And of course, 2 toggles as if nothing happened at all. I mean, I can do this and extend the path. This actually like works, especially because the small demon that it creates isn't something that I need to worry about dying, so that's why I can just like land on it. If it was just a normal player, the laser would turn on and it would die, so of course that's why the mechanic is there. Now this is still not very high. I mean, I know I could extend it by repeating it or doing it multiple times. That's pretty clear, but will it really make a high score? So that would look like something like this, and then 5 buttons. Oh, you need 6 buttons? Okay. And then that's a way to drastically extend the score. But it just doesn't feel to me like it's actually going to get 1 carat. Since we have a 3 carat goal, and like... watching each instance of this is going to be slow. And yeah, it doesn't reach it. But, I mean, way better than before. And it's almost-ish. Like, it's like 7/9 of the way there or something. I mean, you actually can add a lot of points to this, a lot of moves to this, actually. If you do that, then spam buttons. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttons. I don't know. Undo that. Put this here. Okay. Is this... It's not... It doesn't work. Huh. Why isn't it working? Oh, right, because it's the awkwardness of having to walk back. Like, you need to be in a safe spot so that the main actual character does not die. Currently, if this character was at the very top edge and was trying to make progress, it would freaking get in the laser, so we can't do that. That makes things awkward. So, okay, I can only get away with adding these 3 buttons, but not a 4th button, because you're literally out of time at that point. Unless there's some trick with somehow having a safe zone inside the walls. Like, the safe zone concept is something that I can't really visualize that right now, but I can abstractly think about it. But this will be more points, obviously. But will it be enough to get 3 carats? This is even enough to get... Well, like, the thing is that 3 can also be a trick... Oh, it's 2. It's exactly enough to get 2. And yeah, the thing at the very end is, like, that I was trying to say earlier, is that for here, that final button is just enough time to get out of the entire range of lasers. That's why adding another button and laser combo here wouldn't work, because you wouldn't have time to escape all the lasers. And so you would maybe want a safe zone that would only be for the last few buttons or something, but that would also take room to put the safe zone in the level, and it would reduce the steps of going back and forth around this loop to add it. So I don't know. Okay, but one big problem with the safe zone idea is that you can just throw the small demon at the button in the back and toggle both at the same time. That could be fixable. It looks terrible. Dude, I rearranged everything and it's not even better. I mean, there's sure an inefficient looking thing about how it can skip. Like, it can just throw a freaking demon at the very edge of here rather than touching the button itself. I don't know how to fix that one, though. If that's even fixable. Okay, this is actually 2 more than I originally had because I put it there, but is that helpful? Actually, wait, a really unintuitive thing about this is that I'm closer to the buttons when I would like to start here if possible, because I have to walk to the buttons first. It's actually kind of weird this thing is 2 moves better despite that inefficiency. Now the question is, if I do that, is that even better? And I kind of lose some corner efficiency as well. That's not enough. It needs to be like this. Okay, so long story short, that's slightly better. Okay, so I got this layout. I think it works better, because it cuts out the diagonal part here. Now, the ending is a bit unsatisfying, like, the way that there's, like, this block, but, you know, it actually does get a higher score. And this also is 279, even looks totally different. And worse, even. Okay, this... Oh, what? 281? This looks so trash, though. But it's... The third carat is 281. Is this the maximum for this level? This looks so inelegant. Cool. This level uses so much of the diagonal corner cutting, it's insane. Doesn't look good. Fine. But we get to progress to the next level now. Okay, so here, this looks like almost the freaking same level, except these are hold buttons instead of toggle now. Which is, honestly, I feel like it should have started with this, because this just feels like the most, like, interesting use case. Like, you can immediately see why a toggle would, like, a toggle is, the character can very easily save turns by using a toggle. Like, you saw how many times that it got to press the button early and then walk back. Now with hold buttons, things make a lot more sense in that, like, the kind of thing that you would expect is something like that, right? It tosses it, and then the small demon holds it down until it's not necessary anymore. Now the question is, like, with a 4 IQ solve, like, how close is this already to... Lol, it's already close to 1 carat despite 0 effort. We should put them on the edges as well, although this is still doesn't seem the best. It's only delaying it a few turns when it should really have long turnarounds, but I don't know if that's possible. Like, because the small demon, it's not adding any more moves for the small demon to move at the same time. Now, there is one thing that could be potentially interesting, and that's the idea of tossing it to closer and closer buttons. It's maybe hard to visualize just by explaining it like that, but especially because of the cheese that seems to be possible with it. But I just imagine a scenario where you activate a button and then it opens a trap, and one path of the trap opens, like, leads to a button that's closer to the player. So that could be a hugely time-wasting thing, to have to repeatedly summon more demons to get a closer button activation. So, like, I also noticed you could do this, of course, like, that you could just put it on here, and then it stays on there for a few turns, and then you would have to do it again, but this feels less efficient than what I was doing before. Although this could make an entire room of these, and the question is then, like, okay, seriously, you can't replace a trap with a button? It's annoying UI. Like, maybe this could use the same traps multiple times or something like that. So the gap between them is, like, you get to place 3 traps in between before the timer runs out for it. Okay, so I already got 1 carat by just extending this, but, I mean, it's not really that good. And why wouldn't I just space them out by 2s anyway? I'm not convinced by this, to be honest. Like, it doesn't feel like it uses the mechanics in a good way. But this is slower, very slightly, because it's going by 2s instead of 3s. It also has almost no visible effect. Like, there's something interesting about how, like, the character goes right, and then goes left. That's, that's one of the few turnarounds I've ever been able to make in this. But I'm not sure you can really make a good turnaround. Like, the thing you want to do is reuse traps, right? So, like, in this situation, this trap is reused, because it's one of the 3 traps that we have available. Then you go and hit the button, and then it's also part of the next 3 traps. So that's something we could use. And what, do you just spam it the rest of the way to do it in the corner? This does not use the middle of the level. I don't know if it's really possible to do it here. I guess here? What the hell is this? It doesn't even use the end well. Well, okay. 40. Trash. So does it actually need to be 3? Like, we could also do, like, 2, right? Yeah, that's also sufficient to get a turnaround there. And we could also chain that together. Okay, this looks way better than the crap I was doing before. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. Wait, maybe not like that. Once again, its use of the center is absolute trash. I guess I could put it in there, I guess. This looks like utter trash. We should maybe fix the center a little bit, but this is actually 46. Maybe the approach to here is messed up. We should do something more like this instead. 3. Hit a button for 3 more, and here. Use more of the center at least. 40. Oh my god! Should have done something more like this, but maybe more like this. Okay, surely that's 3, right? Come on. There we go, 49 steps. That was a cool level, even though I should have figured that out sooner. Okay, now we have... huh? Okay, so this involves the water tile. But I didn't expect this... This doesn't do anything special. Unless it bounces with itself. It can bounce with the small demon. Sure. Sure. So, but it can't do everything. It can't break through 2. So if it can't break through 2... Oh my god, the cheeses. 19 though is not... It's really not anything. And so if we're gonna have to deal with this bounce trick, is there any, like, thing that we can do to make... Sure, that's also nice. I mean, sure, okay. You could add more moves by forcing the bounce trick in certain locations, but... Oh, that still works. 28. There's no... I'm missing something even more, because you might be able to bounce trick in many other spots than what we currently have. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not! Chest fight improved. Okay. Like... Can we force it to bounce multiple times? Like, what's this behavior when it does something like this? It doesn't work? I'm visualizing a specific scenario here with the way that it bounces, but maybe we don't, it doesn't work. The way it throws, like, this is so weird, too. Like, that's... I mean... What is that structure that it does at the very beginning? That's, like, insane. Like, I know, of course, that it just, like, it can't go into the same tile at the end of the turn, but wow, that first move is not what I expected. I wonder if, like, enough stuff like this could also prevent moving to the right without requiring another wall. You know, actually, this is the kind of thing that I kind of wanted to see, where both of them, like, go to the right and then bounce to each other, except that doesn't really add another move, does it? I guess we could just, like, try as hard as possible to do something like this. Well, it's certainly jittering there more than usual. I don't know what I can say about that, though. It's 32, and we didn't add more here, so it's more efficient than what I was doing before, but still not that great. So we can attempt to turn this into a swirling mess. Impossible. Impossible. God. It's like we gotta just do that at the very end. I don't know. Is this really the best I can do? Why is the screen... Why is the screen of a black bar? How did I even do this? The way this game is recorded, have you noticed the freaking black bar on the left changing position? It's because there's some spaghetti resolution thing going on. Anyway, I don't know what to do with this level. Like, even that solution that filled up the whole board is still only like a carrot, so, like, come on. The only other thing, like, that could, like, be even more inefficient and, like, more space efficient is the classic where you have to survive going row by row, but I don't really know if this is possible here. Yeah, it's not, I mean, like, because, especially because of the limited time, I don't really know that you can survive, like, this process. Like, a lot of this stuff doesn't even, like, I don't really think that path works. Like, there's no way this is working out. The down conveyors are making things way too easy. What is this, by the way? Why did it wait a turn? What was that about? It spawns it and then waits a turn for some reason. Why does it need to disappear like that? It can't make a demon if there's already one on the board? I didn't even know that was a thing. You know, it's weird that I consider these holes as flaws, but I tried this, and, like, for some reason, that is the same amount of moves, apparently, because we get a 44 anyway. And I wonder if that's interesting, if that can cut off some moves. The thing is, like, this does... I already tried this. It's like, it gets like 37 or something. No, but did I say 30? I meant 31. It's so bad. And it's weird that the time, like, the time-wasting measure that it does... Okay, I guess you need to do this to show it. Where it wastes the turn for some reason because the small demon needs to expire. Doesn't apply here. So actually setting up this allows you to get rid of this square because it can't even go through there. Which is also kind of interesting because that means that square is also free, but I'm hoping that this gives me an extra thing for me to do up here. Although, I've been trying multiple. It's like, this does not work. It's just 44, just like the rest, which is dumb. I need to find a different way. Oh my god, it's still 44. Okay, what if from here... Okay, it's not possible here, but do this. And now there's like a time waste in here as well as here. Of course, it's not directly about these two squares, annoyingly, but I mean, okay, now when it gets to this point, it has to waste time going back to here. Okay, look at this. 48. It was really close to 2 carats after all, huh? I'll be honest, I don't know a way to make this any better. Like, obviously there was room for improvement because the middle was bad. I now changed the middle, and it's still not high enough. Maybe probably the idea is to involve this thing, and it looks really efficient, the thing over here. I don't know how to adapt it to the rest of the board, though. This is gonna break like a 10 level worlds long streak. Well, that I've done for every freaking level before this, I think, but whatever. I just really CBA. So here's the next level. I'm sorry for the disappointment, but here we have walls, an infinite lever, and you can have both the on and off trap at the same time. Now, this is flawed because you can fling any adjacent character to a 3.5 block radius, and... Oh my god, I can even fling the small demon? Amazing, look at that. So yeah, and it turns out that freaking small demon disappearing on the infinite lever is enough. Well, it's not actually the small demon disappearing, it's just that it gets to stay on the lever, because every turn you spend on the lever toggles the state of the buttons. Anyway, that was one of the worst solutions possible that doesn't take advantage of the infinite lever at all. It feels to me... who is the character most bottlenecked? The character most bottlenecked is you, right? The flinger, because the demon summoner can easily get flung to the other side. So probably the button should be near flinging range or something. It's a little weird. Because we just saw that, like, the small demon is able to hit that button really hard. Like, this thing effectively is a toggle button, but it isn't one use like the other toggle buttons. And, like, the way that I have to imagine this gets hit is going to be very, very relevant to how the path will look. We could, like, fling you into an exclusive area. This doesn't feel like the most effective use of the mechanic, though. Yeah, I mean... Like, a big issue is, with the small demon involved with pressing the button, how am I ever going to make it relevant that these things can be on and off when the small demon can just decide to walk on and off whenever it wants to match the on-off status here? I think that, like, the only way, really, is to lock it up in some middle part of the level, so that it literally must be the small demon is thrown in. Not that the demon summoner is thrown in, because they get stuck. So, okay, this is, like, one of the worst designs I've ever put up, but... because of the obvious inefficiency, but hopefully... this should force throwing this over. The timing of it sucks. Okay, that was so bad. It's quite annoying that, like, the on-off status is on a delay, meaning that, like, you could turn it on once, and then it turns off. But anyway, it shows the idea works. The throw range is exactly the same as this character, so it should be that I can still toss from the edge to the center like this. I need to do this. So, let's try to make a genuine, overly long thing now. Do I need to, like, double stack these? So that it actually has to alternate and waste time? Okay, I'm not sure about this. I'm just trying to avoid the obvious... well, it doesn't work somehow. Probably because it can't get out of the corner. Oh my gosh. Let's just not use that corner if we can help it then. Okay, so now... okay, it's even got waiting moves, although some of these are not great. Some of these are for the dying... better, but not great, because for some reason the dying small demon is allowed to do stuff. Is there no way to prevent the same small demon from being reused? Well, I guess that's a weird thing to say, right? Because one demon is used for each activation, yet it still feels like it's being reused in some way. Or maybe, like, the time efficiency is too much. I mean, certainly the summoner getting pulled it over is not appealing. You know, just check. Let's be a boring person and check this as well. Well, you certainly do get cheesed over it a lot. 30... the same! Okay, I guess I messed up the final, so it should be better, actually. Lol. 40. Oh, but this actually lets you use the bottom left corner, though. 45 in my first carrot. Which is weird, because for sure it's... This, like, really does feel like it's using the same small demon to open 2 gates instead of 1. And yet this one is better. It turns out 3x does not fix it. What the heck is this? Tetris? Okay, what if I dump extra traps, like, there, though? Does this add any restriction that would cause extra turns? 46! Wow, that was really worth the extra mess. Oh, but somehow this actually kind of competes. This is like 44. Although I don't like the gap. I had to put that there to make the level possible. But this sequence, like, genuinely allows for, like, 1 small demon to correspond with the going through. You know, I really wanted to set up, like, an alternative idea. Like, what I'm trying to demonstrate with this one is something that makes the demon summoner spam demons but have to wait each time to walk through that tunnel. I don't think it's gonna work, though, because instead, the summoner itself gets launched on it. Currently, it's too easy to hit this button, right? I would love if it took longer for that button to be hit. Okay, I went back to my best solution, of course, and I wanted to fill this entire thing. Obviously, it feels like it's the most restrictive if you fill the entire board with traps. But this actually does something weird. Like, it's forced to do this and, like, do that and, like, sort the freaking characters. That is a huge time waster there. And that actually gives me a better... That's the second carrot already? Okay. So that's very interesting. I don't know if we can alternate 3s and... Nope, it doesn't work. Nope. Maybe this doesn't work the whole way through. I mean, this lower area is actually a little more confined because it can't throw from the corners. It can only throw from, like, here. Does this work? 41. That's not as good, and it doesn't really use as much of the things. I mean, it's nice to see that it has to waste a lot of time. But this section is goes completely unused. This looks more satisfying, but is ultimately not actually better, which is sad. Like, I had to put this in, otherwise it's impossible. And it kind of cheesed this part too fast, too. Okay, the better way to do what I just done is something more like this, where, like, this is a 3, but also this counts as a 3. Like, we, for some reason, need this annoying extra space here. So, yeah. And now at the send point, we're already at 47. 50. Oh my god. What if I use this space? Then we have 3s, but also we don't have that blank that makes things really easy for it. So every time, it's spending a lot of time doing doing a bunch of resorting stuff. 53. Which is 2 over the assigned 3 carrot goal. Alright, nice. Alright, but I wanted to redesign this so that now the corners are used, but we still have groups of 3 because the 3 is so that we have enough space for all the 3 characters to shuffle around. So, I do something like not possible. Ugh, what's wrong here? It works here. I don't know why adding the second one is a problem. No, still a problem? Still a problem? Alright. Apparently the top right is hell mode, but... I mean, this is a lot of 3s. 52. Oh, wow. That was, like, close for how bad this section is. We could also maybe cut off that and do something. And that would force me to redo the entire structure. Cool. Is this even good? Oh, whoops. It's not possible. Yeah, there's no place to throw it. That's why it's impossible. You know, I'm just gonna be satisfied with my 53. What is this? 3 colors of... traps and 3 colors of buttons and a wall in the middle permanently. Okay, so the wall basically forces something like a bunch of traps like here, here, and here. And there's a dependency based on the traps because it can only go if 2 of the traps are on. So like for this to progress, the red has to be on as well as the cyan. So that's something interesting there. That's why I'm alternating to hopefully provide the most pain for the Demon Summoner, which will have to have all of these buttons on at the same time. This is currently 18. This is also a boss level, by the way. Now, of course, the buttons are too close here. Wonder if it's fixable, because the demons are temporary. This takes longer, but it's still... The buttons are still too close, but the problem is, if they're too far, maybe it becomes impossible. Still, 37. Yeah, if you put the buttons any further away, it doesn't let you win. Honestly, I'm not sure the demon summoning is helping with this, because, like, the demon can only move, like, 5. When maybe even a more traditional solve, like, I've done this solve, like, what, 15 chapters ago? And it looks like this might be faster. I mean, like, yeah, this is way better than my previous solution, and like, it doesn't use any other tricks at all. So we need to be better than at least that baseline. Ooh, I guess we could use this, and then, like, need that, but shut. It should totally work. Spam it, then it should work. We want a dependency on the button, but not quite like that. Like, if possible, we actually want annoying small demon checkpoints. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if it's the best thing we could do, but, like, the amount of effort that it needs to waste to retain the cyan, you know, because it needs to be on so that this guy doesn't die. I wonder if I've explained that this character can only move in force space like the normal. Anyway, yeah. Well, there's not. First of all, it's the best if the green button is the closest to the starting point, so that it walks the maximum distance to get red. Now, hell if I know the optimal locations to put these things on. But I think this is going to be better just because of the placements. It's like, isn't that one better? Wasn't as good as I thought that improvement was going to be. I could put cyans around this area. I don't think that does very much, but it, like, forces the very first go around of this loop to have demon spawns. Oh, that's a second carrot? Alright. I don't know if that's the key move to make the second, but you can see that, like, early on, it has to spawn a demon, even though it hasn't even gotten to this yet, just to open these passages. But also, like, if this is enough of a reason to force you to touch all of these cyans in here, why do I do this, then? Like, why not just put one on every single one of these? Fill those in. I don't even know if you need them at the top anymore if you do that, but, like, now it's like, now it forces one on every step of here. Well then, I think we already have the 136. Okay, very nice. Although, apparently it says steps required to earn is 135, so I don't know what the dev is smoking. Ironically, this setup means that, like, the first run through, because the button shuts off the trap for one turn, the demon summoner has no trouble getting through and has no time waste early on, which is kind of bad. Also, this button doesn't help. Like, we could just get rid of it. Like, it's funny that we never actually go on this button ourselves. It's only the small demon that does, so what if I just do that? On the other hand, the bottom right, I don't know if I can fix that bottom right. It's like that because, well, it feels like it needs to be. But I wonder if a trap should be 149. That's something. Well, anyway, what do you have here? Demon Summoner as well as the Watermelon, which is just a pushable thing. I see that the small demon is helping with pushing the Watermelon. It can't move on its own. It's just like a normal block in a normal block pushing game. And the only thing we can place is freaking water tiles again. I just want to spam water all over your face. Oh no, I'll have to think about how the water can be put. I mean, if you do this, then, I mean, okay, god damn it, what do you do here? It's like, one thing I might want to do is prevent the watermelon from picking one of them. No, it doesn't. It's a complete, like, the behavior where it can, you know, not move because something is blocking it is a way for it to cheese many things that I wanted to do. Oh, but that's interesting. 19 moves. And what was that, really? What a weird pattern. Was it not possible for me, like, if I don't have the watermelon there, was it not possible for me to reach there? Interesting. I mean, it implies, like, some sort of, like, extra screwery could add even more moves. Could put this here or something. 26? Okay. And could I make it even tougher by doing that? 27? There should be like an upgrade store that's like played as a joke, but maybe it would like let you see how close you are to the second carrot. Well, I guess the most logical thing is that I actually didn't need to do this. I could just do that, and then that would also go off screen, meaning there's more time for this side. How much can I add before hell breaks loose? Oh, that's 20... That's 31! So, yeah, adding nonsense to the top makes it harder to get up. So you need to do, like, all this stuff. And then, for you to get up, you need to do this, this. I want to use some of the tricks from the other water level, but I don't know if I really can. Because I didn't solve that one. If I block off the top, there's actually an alternative path on the bottom that gets 31 as well. Well, I see my best solution, like, I go to the, like, my character goes to the right, so what if I just don't? Well. Same, okay, what if, again. Oh, interesting, it doesn't even, wait, 36! Do it more. Dude, the amount of time wasted, like, 38, wow, that's 38 already? I was like, okay, just don't. And just don't go to the right. And it turns out that caused a lot of pain for this character to have to, like, push this up and have it not go back down thanks to the small demon's help. Okay, well, that's something for sure. Although, it does say that the steps required was 37, so more suspicious things there. But there's this world, completed. Next time, we'll be playing with this thing. What is this thing? Coffin Trap. It releases a ghost enemy that can be turned off every turn. Okay, nice generator. That's a nice teaser. Also, this sprite looks so... That might be the weirdest looking sprite in the game. Anyway, bye.